Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to some of you and peace out to the rest of you. The blackest heart, the blackest mind, the blackest man on social media is signing black in and shining again, asking you to hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. Here's the deal. She can have one possible legitimate complaint against us, and I haven't heard this raised yet. But there's one thing that can give them the impression, even when we explain that we are not against black women, but rather we're against the wicked witches of the West. And that's really what it is. That's really what the issue is, that if they don't act like the wicked witches of the West, we don't take issue. The issue is this, gentlemen. I've heard many people say, look, we got to make sure that we do not have a black woman in office. Vote Trump 2020. Trump just said that people should take disinfectant internally and maybe even try to expose their insides to UV light. I don't think people understand that the unemployment rate for black men, when it is lowered, is not necessarily due to him. Now, he may have not done certain things to stop it, but the fact remains that he was trying to take credit for economic upturns that had to do with Obama's policies. Guys, I want y'all to remember something. We're not here to use the white woman as a slap in the face against the black woman. Amber and Becky are still a problem. I want y'all to keep this in mind. Amber and Becky, many of you know that anyway. But I also want you to realize that we're not here to use everything that white folks like in order to slap the community in the face either. Or the communitized, some of you call it. I use community. There's an R in there. Look, in any case, we're not here to use everything that white America likes and that white Western European civilization likes, because they still are the problem. They still are to this day. They will tell you this to a certain extent. I mean, the younger ones are sitting up here telling us, look, my granddad still is against you. The issue here, and see, I say that because many of us have fallen victim. We've looked at Democratic policies and said, well, they haven't done anything for the black family. Yeah, look, nope, the U.S. government has never really done anything for the black family. We can't expect them to. I mean, Lyndon Johnson said a while back, he said, he's quoted to have said, if you give the lowest white man someone to look down on, he'll empty his pockets for you. So there's certain things that they're just not going to do, whether the Democrat or Republican. I'll say this, even somebody with whom I disagree, mostly only because he insisted on disagreeing with me even when I didn't disagree with him. Even he said, as much of an idiot as I think he is when it comes to reading comprehension, even he said to me, the right and the left wings just belong to the same bird. That is true. And it's not something that I'm hearing a lot of you say. It's something that I'm reading a lot of you say in comment sections. I'm not seeing this from other content creators, but I'm seeing a lot of you commentators get up and say Trump 2020, and no matter what kind of stupid stuff he says, I'm going to vote for him. Trump is an ucking idiot. And you must understand that the majority of voters did not vote this guy in, even though he's an idiot. They voted him in because he's an idiot. Trump's business savvy has largely been get the work done and make it more expensive for them to come for you in court to get what you owe them than it is for them to just cut their losses. That's Trump's strategy. Sign a contract, don't pay, break it. Well, of course that's going to win when people don't go after him and bring him to court. So at the end of the day, you got to understand that the solution is not even in the ballot box. See, ballots have options, and the options that are going to be solutions to the problems are not going to be on that ballot box, whether it is a person or whether it is a referendum vote for certain laws. I'm going to tell you straight like that. A lot of you that are on this side, you become Republicans. And frankly, we don't need you niggas either. It's not just about a political opinion. It's about an affiliation with either party that's not going to do any good for us, forgetting that they're independent parties. Hell, why don't you have your own? I don't live there. I couldn't start one anyway. And frankly, I don't see the future for black people, men or women, as being very bright in the United States. I recommend repatriation, but some of you still want to stay in the States. Okay, stay in the States. Why don't you have your own political party? The pro-black male political party, or you could call it the real black. I don't care what you call it. Why don't you have one that is for black? It is for the benefits of black males' pockets. Why don't you have that? See, they give you a binary, and you fell for it again. A lot of you. Most, again, not content creators. I haven't heard you all do this. But to you commentators, I want you to stop and think about this. It doesn't make sense to promote either party to us, really. Especially so somebody, an idiot like Trump. It makes no sense to do that. I mean, really, all the stuff that we used to say about him, this stuff was true. Some people have said he doesn't have a racist bone in his body. No, he does. He's been had one. Remember when those 5 got arrested back in the late 80s in Central Park, he wanted them dead. He didn't say this about other rapists or accused rapists. He wanted them dead. It turns out they're innocent. Trump was the main one talking about, I want them dead. And he was actually one of the, unknowingly, he was one of the main promoters of the whole 3 strikes you're out, which led to mass incarceration of, guess who? Black males. Heterosexual black males at that. So please, gentlemen, I think I've said enough. Thanks for being patient. Just to understand that this is not about the binary options that they keep offering us. I mean, honestly, if I wanted to keep you feeling like you had hope when you didn't, I would offer you false binaries, false dichotomies. And this is something that we're going to fall for if we're not careful from the politicians, the same way we've fallen for it from sisters. What have sisters done? Now, granted, this is a Western woman thing, but what have sisters really done? They offered, because we grew up with this, they offered a false binary. Do you want me to look good or you want me to know how to act? Because I'm not going to do both, even though there's nothing stopping them from doing both. Even though the woman that can do both wins. They've pretty much been saying that to us. I'm not going to do both. And they chased after wealthy guys so hard. The wealthy guys looked around and said, well, hell, I mean, we're so rare in number, we don't have to do both, have money and know how to treat them. If I have money, why treat them right? And that's pretty much saying that only for one reason, and that is that they knew they were rare. It's a combination of 2 things, but that forms one reason. They knew they were rare, and they knew that these women were sitting up here treating other guys badly. Unless, of course, they were ugly. They knew what these women were offering other guys, and they saw that these women were coming to them, and they were like, ooh, I want to be with you. I'm so into you. And they pretty much said, of course you're into me. I got money. So I'm going to treat you like it because you're trying to sell yourself. So I'm going to treat you like I own you. So the men who were loaded could then offer these women false dichotomies. Which one? You want me to be loaded or you want me to love you? The 2 ain't going to come together. So again, please do not fall for these false dichotomies. It's better if you're going to stay stateside, or if you have to, it's better you get your own. BM1 party or something. Anyway, that being said, thanks for listening. I hope that this helps. I hope one day it won't even be relevant anymore. The blackest of the black, signing black out, assalamu alaikum, and black heterosexual male power just because she don't like it.